you see what I have?
Good to go. I'm prepared, guys. Yes, that's what brought me into the business was coming from a coaching background, an athletic background. Generally, athletes are very comfortable in the space of competing, right? That's why I said earlier, I'm more interested in the 1% of 100 people rather than 100% of myself. What does that mean? Does anyone know what that mean? Or you guys just kind of like, what does that mean? Zach, what do you think that means? Real quick.
You were better with a team.
Yeah, I prefer working with a team like Nikki rather than working by myself and only making money when I'm up here, right, performing or whatever, right? I prefer that rather than just making money off myself. That's what I mean by that. Next question.
Oh, yeah. So tell us some of your hobbies. What are your favorite things that you do?
I just like working out. I like to help people. I go to church twice a week, help out with the security team there at church, and that's pretty much it.
Where's your dream vacation?
Where?
Yeah.
Anguilla. Or
Tell us why.
maybe it's pronounced a different way, but I say Anguilla.
What brings you to that?
I don't know. Always seen it. I know it's like 16 miles long, 4 miles wide. A lot of people go there, and I will be going there soon. It's really close to St. Martin. So I think it's a little south of St. Martin.
Anybody else like to ask a question before he starts?
What size is that shirt?
Schmedium, extra schmedium.
Welcome,
Extra
Brian.
schmedium. All right. All right, guys. Hey, listen up. Got 10 minutes. I'm gonna roll real quick. If there's some questions at the end, we'll go ahead and take those. I prefer Q&A rather than just up here speaking because, you know, someone's gonna pull out their phone here in a second, start scrolling because they get bored, right? So I'm just being straight up with you guys. Like, I like to keep you guys engaged, right, over this next 10 minutes. So if you haven't already, connect with me on Facebook or on Instagram, right? My handle's right there. My name's right there. Here are the proper licensing, and I'm getting ready to add Series 65 to that, which is an investment advisor license. I'm excited about that. Here are the different things that I do currently. All right, for the group, I focus on life insurance, so that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, Lisa brought up something, and Ruby talked about this. Ruby said that she's not surprised now, I mean, still shocked probably, that when we sit down with people, they absolutely know nothing about money, business, and finance. More specifically, finance, right? I was that way up until 8 years ago. Lisa, quick question for you. When you're sitting down with maybe a new home buyer or something like that, how informed are they on the process of purchasing a home?
Unless they've purchased before, and even some
New purchases, right?
They have no idea.
No idea, right?
So, yeah.
Absolutely, and that's probably that is definitely the case with life insurance or any kind of financial product. You guys are in the insurance space. You probably have the same opinion on that. Ruby, could you share really quickly, like maybe what percentage of people that you'd sit down with as a financial advisor actually have some kind of financial education or financial literacy? 0%. 0%. It's literally that bad, guys, right? So there's a need for what we do, and that's why I got into this space, all right, because the first rule in finance is to find a need and to what? Fill that need, right? Now, this slide here before, the right kind of life insurance. Have you guys heard that there's different types of life insurance? You know how they work, right? Say your name one more time, brother.
Steve.
Steve, what can you tell me about life insurance?
That if you need to take care of your family and you die young, do you have enough to take care of your family if you die young?
Absolutely. Absolutely, right? Now, is it like when I talk about life insurance, the coverage, having enough coverage, right? Is it for like a year? Is it for like 5 years, 10 years, 20 years?
20 plus,
right? For a long time, right? For a long time. So we're not just replacing our income, guys, for like a year, which is generally someone who works at their employer. They have one time their salary. So if they make $50K a year, they have one time their salary. How long is that going to last, Austin?
With me, about 5 minutes.
There you go. It's not going to last very long, Maggie, right? So we need to have at least 10 years to 12 years, depending on who you listen to. Dave Ramsey says 10 to 12. 10 to 12 years of life insurance coverage, right? Basically, your annual salary times 10 or 12. Does that make sense? You make $100,000 a year. Jim, times 10 is what? $1 million policy, right? It's just that easy, okay? Now, let's go on to this theory real quick. I'm going to read you the definition of the theory of decreasing responsibility. Anyone heard of this before? Robin, you ever heard of this before? Has anyone heard of this before besides Ruby? No? I think Ruby's stat is correct. The theory of decreasing responsibility states that the need for life insurance is highest when you are young, just like my man was stating, and have a significant financial obligations, children, mortgage, and it decreases as you age, right? As we get older, Trevor, as we get older, right here, right? I know.
I just hope you know that. I'm not
We got a coach in
scrolling.
here.
And accumulate savings. It suggests that as your responsibilities decrease, you become self-insured, right? So down the road, guys, down the road, if you're investing properly outside of life insurance, guys, down the road you become self-insured. There's no need, Elizabeth, for life insurance if you don't want it, right? If you don't want it, you don't have to have it, right? So the theory of decreasing responsibility is that in your early years you may need some coverage, definitely, right? Generally, as you're young and starting out, you don't have a ton of money, right? So you got to accumulate that wealth. Once you've accumulated that wealth, guys, right, you've become self-insured. All right, Chelsea, does that make sense?
Thank you.
Does it make sense? Okay, great. So there are two types, basically, of life insurance, right? Who can tell me, Tori, the two types of life insurance that's out there?
Cash value and term.
Man, that's awesome. Great job. Great job. Cash value and term, right? And there's some variations of cash value out there, universal life, like I'll show you an example here in a sec. But what our philosophy here in Primerica, in my philosophy, I believe in 1,000%. The reason why we do not write anything other than term, right, is we believe in buy term, invest the difference. Term gets you the most amount of coverage, Mike, right, for small amount of money. Okay? The most amount of coverage, small amount of money, versus a cash value where there's a savings plan bundled with your life insurance coverage, right? We do not teach that. That is not fundamental to our philosophy, okay? And we'll go into that here in a sec. Now, here are the three nevers of buying life insurance. I need someone to read this for me, nice and loud. Go ahead, Mike. Nice and loud.
Never buy any kind of cash value or whole life insurance, including universal life.
Awesome.
2, never buy life insurance as an investment.
What did I just say about that bundling? Never. 3.
Never buy life insurance. Never buy life insurance policy that pays dividends.
Okay, who knows what a dividend is? Trevor, what is a dividend?
It's a distribution of assets. Well, usually it's in equities, right? They have money left over and they distribute it to the shareholders. It's a profit share.
Great job. Now, what is a dividend in insurance world?
It's a mechanism. It's a sales tool. It's to get people to try to buy.
I would say it's a portion of the profit that the insurance company is making on your premium that they share with you, but they keep most.
They just refund it back to you guys. What does that sound like? Where's my tax lady at? What does that sound like? What does a dividend in the insurance world sound like?
A refund from the IRS is just giving you back your money.
Return of capital.
Just overpaying for insurance, guys. That's all that is. Don't get twisted on what that word dividend means in the insurance world. Totally different from the investment world. Does that make sense? All right, great job, Mike. Thank you. All right, buy term, invest the difference. All right, I need another volunteer. Let me see. Lisa, thank you.
Never buy life insurance as an investment. We believe savings should never be bundled with a life insurance policy. Compare what you can get with whole life insurance to term life insurance in a separate
And
investment account.
a separate investment account. You keep them separate, guys. All right, that's our philosophy. Okay, and at the end of the day, guys, life insurance is just about math. Once you know how the products work, it's just about math. And you always go with the math. Does that make sense? All right, we got mortgage folks in here. Mike, I'm sure you have those conversations with your people, right? You always go with the math, right? Makes sense? There's no emotions to this, guys. All right, which program would you want, right? And I'm not going to go into the details on that. I can in a sec. I don't know how much time we have. Okay, good. So there's something out there called the IUL. They're very popular on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You see people talking about this stuff all the time, right? But as you look here at the coverage, $250 on John and Mary. They're paying $251 a month for this coverage. And 30 years later in the market, they've only accumulated $127,000. Is that enough to live off of, Maggie, or retire? No, absolutely not. Right? Buy term invest endurance. We're going to make sure that they're coverage properly. We're gonna decrease what they're paying as far as a monthly premium. Take the extra 163, put it in the global market. Let us do its thing. Now, what has the global market returned over the last 100 years? What's the rate of return on average? 10%. 10 to 11%, right? Something like that. All right. So here's what the experts say. I need another reader. Daria, best, probably super eloquent. Yep. Go ahead.
Term insurance is pure protection, like fire insurance or auto insurance. Its sole function is to support your family if you die. You can buy large amounts of coverage for modest amounts of money, and big policies are what your spouse and children need.
It's not. So life insurance is not for who, Trevor?
Life insurance is not for who?
It's not for who?
The dead person.
Absolutely. It's for the people left behind. Right? So think of your children, think of your spouse, think of your assets, right? Mike, I'm picking on you again. Employees, right? There's key man insurance, like you, right? You have a business, right? Key man insurance might be a good fit for you if you don't already have it. Another reader, real quick.
In my opinion, there is only one kind of life insurance that makes sense for the vast majority of us, term life insurance.
Now, who said this?
Susie Orman.
Who's Susie Orman?
She's a financial person.
Expert, right? Been around a long time, okay? Been around a long time, right? So I think, and I won't go into that, but I'll take questions real quick. I don't know if I have time, but I'm just showing you guys really quickly, and I'll answer your question. This is what happened. This is my policy over here, okay? This is what I currently have over here. Not a 20-year, mine's like 33 years left. But this is what someone tried selling me a couple weeks ago. I had time. I was like, I'll take the call, right? If I max out my Roth IRA, guys, $625 a month, I put that into an IUL, right? It's only giving me $150,000 in coverage. Is that a lot of coverage? Look at that premium, all right? My annual premium, if you do the math, 625 times 12 is what? 7,500, right? Agents get paid based on the annual premium, Mike. The cash value has a guaranteed rate of return of what? 0.5%. Not very good, right? Average rate of return, according to this agent, was, well, most of my clients are going to make around 4%. After she told me we were guaranteed between 8 to 12%. And then she changed her language after that, all right? After 20 years, this is what the policy said I'd have in a cash value, $235,000. If it actually made money over my cost basis is what I actually put in, right? What's the tax implications there? At some point, you're going to pay taxes on it, right? The compensation for her, and I asked her, what do you get paid for this? She said for the first 9 months, she's going to make 70% compensation based on the annual premium. Do your math real quick. 7,500 times 0.70 is what? 5,700, something like that, right? It's the only reason why they write these, right? Versus mine, and I just did this, just again, I'd make a little over $1,000. Why do you think they push IULs? Just follow the money, right? Questions real quick, and I think that's my last slide. Lisa, go ahead.
Do you work with companies to be able to provide life insurance for their employees?
No, we don't do group plans. We don't group plans, and we do not believe in group life insurance because it's not their own private policy. It's just, yeah, it's just, it's the company owns the plan,
Right.
and the employee just has a small little certificate. It's like a little pizza, a little slice of pizza. That's
Right,
it.
and they never really know.
And 99% of group life insurance never pays out
Yeah.
because most people do not pass away on the job when they 99%. When they leave and retire, going down the road, you know, generally speaking, that's when they transition. Great question. Anybody else?
The other reason to have your private insurance, right, early. Is that you're going to pay by your age.
Right.
So if you wait until you leave your job to then get private insurance, you're going to be paying at your older age.
Yeah.
If you got it when you're in your early years, you continue paying that rate for the same rate for the 35 years.
Yeah,
I have a
And you
question on
change
that.
jobs multiple times, throughout that
that's right.
period.
Yeah.
Like, for example, right now I have a policy with my State Farm agent, right?
State Farm?
Whoa! For example, let's say I wanted to give you an opportunity to take a look. Right?
Yeah, glad to compete for your business.
How does it affect my premium or my standing, if I were to switch it over to you, do they re-rate me at my age now? Or
Absolutely, you have to requalify.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How long have you had it?
It's a couple of years.
Okay.
4
Yeah.
years,
So,
5
man,
years.
how old are you? If you don't mind me asking. 39. Yeah, fairly young. You should be okay. Health good and all that stuff.
Yep, non-smoker.
Should be all
High
right.
cholesterol, little chubby. Other than that, I'm all right.
So, 25 years old, 25 years old, I get life insurance, super healthy, super good shape, do all my tests, they give me, a good rate on
Yeah.
my life insurance, I think a 30-year term.
Mhm.
10 years later, I pick up smoking, drinking, I'm 200 pounds overweight, like, do they check on me again to see if I'm in good health, or is it like I'm locked in, whatever.
Who knows the answer that's not in the industry? Who knows the answer?
Well, they would probably, I'm not in the industry, but what I could imagine, because, carriers make money off premiums and not paying out. So I would assume that if somebody signed a contract that said that they weren't overweight and healthy and didn't smoke, and then they died of weight-related and smoking-related reasons, the policy probably wouldn't pay out.
Or maybe he has an exclusion that was in there from the earlier.
Yeah. Or an
Oh,
yeah.
those are such negative.
Good assumptions. Good assumptions. There's a little bit of truth to that, because there are some insurance companies that they don't want to pay out. The lawyers are going to come in and find a way. However, by law, there's something called a contestability period within the first 2 years. Right? Anything after 2 years, Primerica will pay out 1,000%. Can't speak for the other companies, but once you're past that 2-year contestability period, like someone commits suicide, something like that. I'll just give you a quick story. A couple in Jacksonville, a husband murders a wife, kills himself. They have policies with Primerica. Primerica's paying out both of those. And the policy has been passed, it's like 7, 8 years old. Right?